Like damn, she wanna afford a tattoo. I say I want it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy JayThat'sMe. Let's get into NXT from July the 16th, 2024. A very solid and fun show. NXT continues to be the best show of the week, and this was no different. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. The Rascals, they defeated Gallus. The crowd loved it. Joe Hendry came on in the middle of the match, got on commentary, and that was great. So I guess Joe Hendry's going to be feuding with Gallus, which is fine, I guess. Moving on. So, Kelly Kincaid had a backstage interview with Tissue. Thea Hale, she leaves the set, hearing that Roxanne Perez will be appearing next. It's a huge night for Tissue, as Duke Hudson challenges Oba Femi for the NXT North American Championship. When Duke is on his A game, there's very few superstars that can touch him. Duke understands the opportunity he has tonight. He has to cash in because opportunities like this don't come around often. Riley Osborne says that Duke is going to bring the North American title back to Chase University. Good stuff, good stuff. Continuing on, Ethan Page is backstage. He's complaining in Ava's office, saying that NXT has completely become an unsafe work environment, and he would love to know how she plans on fixing this. So Ora Mensah then storms in. Ethan Page wants to know how can he defend this title with honor and prestige when this lunatic keeps running after him. Ora Mensah says that Ethan Page should put the title on the line against him. Ethan Page says that Ava shouldn't award terrible behavior. Ethan says that Ora will never get his shot at the title, let alone pinning his shoulders to the mat. Ava reminds Ora Mensah that he's not in the title picture because he won't listen to her. Ora says that the longer Ethan Page continues to run, the worse it'll get for him. Ethan plans on defending his title with class tonight against Dante Chen. This is not a good booking decision, but it is what it is. I mean, it happens. Who cares? I'm guessing they're going to save this for Great American Bash. Speaking of which, it's going to be a 2-week event. It's going to take place on July 30th and August 6th. So pretty good stuff. Moving on. So Joe Hendry, he cut a promo talking about what happened last week. So cool stuff there. I love what NXT is doing with Joe Hendry. TNA needs to do a better job. I'm hoping come Slammiversary on Saturday that Saturday will be Joe Hendry's night. It has to be. Moving on. Roxanne Perez is out next. She goes over her resume of who she's beaten so far. And she said she basically beat Lola Vice. She calls her a loser. She said that they don't deserve a once-in-a-lifetime performer like her. At 22 years old, she's so damn good. She hasn't even hit her prime yet. And she says how untouchable is she going to be in the next 5 years. She's competing with the history books versus competing with anyone in that locker room. And then she goes over Charlotte Flair, talks about, how 13 years ago, it was her very first NXT television match. 13 years later, she's a 14-time world champion. Then she says that she's on pace to shatter all of her records, that being Bayley's, Asuka's, and Rhea's. And then she mentions that people talking chatter online, that's what pisses her off, because she knows that Julia and Stephanie Vaquer is going to come in. She's going to run through the NXT Women's Division. She said that's not going to happen. And then she says, roll out the red carpet for any talent around the world, because when they step in the ring with me, no one compares to the Prodigy. So this is fine. It makes sense. And then she makes fun of Thea Hale. Thea Hale comes out and she says that no one owes Roxanne Perez anything. And then Thea Hale puts herself over, saying that, that Roxanne shouldn't doubt her because she's broken doubters' noses. She's fractured Doubter's arms, and she's defeated Doubters. At the Great American Bash, go ahead and open up that history book. You want to rewrite it and hand that pen to me so she can write Thea Hale being the youngest women's NXT champions ever. And then Roxanne Perez proceeded to give Thea Hale some words of advice, basically saying that she knows exactly what it's like to lose a shot at this title, how you just spiral and lose control. And then she mentions, let's not forget when Mr. Chase threw in the towel. Thea, this championship is for big girls, not children. You can go on about how you're a grown-ass woman, but you're nothing but a little girl. And then a brawl proceeds to break out, and both of them trade submission holds back and forth. So I do like that. So Roxanne attempts to lock in the crossface, and the same goes for Thea Hale, who tries to lock in the Kimura lock. So this makes perfect sense. Rich Holland came out to break this up. Makes sense. I do like this. I like Thea Hale. She's a great baby face. I love what they're doing with her. Is she going to beat Roxanne Perez at Great American Bash? No, she's not. I don't know when Julia's going to come in, and I don't know when I don't know when Stephanie Vacour is going to come in. I don't know. I would assume you can bring Stephanie at the Great American Bash, and then maybe bring in Julia, maybe around No Mercy. I don't know, but you want to keep those debuts apart from each other. But this is great. I love this shit. Moving on. Continuing on. Kelly Kinnaid is backstage with Colleen Jordan. She's still the NXT Women's North American Champion. Colleen says she had to dig down deep and pull out some crazy moves at Heatwave in order to keep the title. But when one challenge ends, another one is right around the corner. Colleen knows this women's division is only going to get stronger in the coming months. As champion, she's going to be upping her game. And then she mentions Stephanie Vacour and Julia. So that's great. And then Wendy Chu, she stands behind Colleen Jordan, and she glances at the title. That's fine. Again, I still don't know what the fuck they're doing with Wendy Chu with this weird, crazy bitch gimmick. I have no idea. It's weird, but what's done is done. There's nothing we can do about it now. Moving on. So, Kelly Kinnaid had another backstage interview with Lola Vice. So, Lola Vice definitely proved that she belonged in the title picture at Heatwave. Lola Vice said that she left everything in that ring. However, next time they stand in the ring together, there's nothing Roxanne Perez can do to stop her. So, the Mean Girls show up, that being Fallon Henley, Jacy Jayne, and Jasmine Nix. They join the conversation. Fallon calls Lola a rookie. Jacy Jayne has a great idea. Maybe Lola should go back to MMA. She's sure that the American Cop team would welcome her back with open arms. Lola points out that Jasmine Nix is a rookie as well. She's not going anywhere. Lola knows that she's a fighter, and she's looking at Jacy Jayne as her next opponent. This is fine, I guess. Moving right along. So, Javon Evans defeats Brooks Jensen. That's fine, I guess. Post-match, Brooks Jensen attacks Javon Evans from behind, and then Josh Briggs had to restrain Jensen. I don't know why they're trying to push Jensen. I don't get it. I see more value in Josh Briggs. I just do. It seems like... I'm guessing it seems like Jensen just... I'm not saying he doesn't have it, but he just doesn't really too much care, I guess. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know. I really don't fucking know. Moving on. Charlie Dempsey. He interrupts Tony D'Angelo's card game with the family. The Don was impressed with how Charlie Dempsey got rid of Damon Kemp. Charlie Dempsey doesn't want to hear any sweet talk because he's coming for the Heritage Cup. Dempsey needs some advice from the Don. Ren Sinclair saw what happened in the NXT parking lot, and she's a prime witness. The Don says he's going to have to take care of this on his own. So this is fine. I do like this. This is great. Excellent stuff. I'm loving what Charlie Dempsey's doing. This is excellent. And adding Ren Sinclair to No Quarter Catch Crew is dope as fuck. So I do like that. Really good stuff. And Charlie Dempsey is killing it. He's doing stuff in TNA. He's doing stuff with GCW, a.k.a. Bloodsport. And he's doing stuff in Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah. And it's all because of his pops, William Regal. So that's great. Really, really good stuff. I love it. Charlie Dempsey is good. I like him. And I do think that this TNA NXT partnership is great. I do like it. And I do expect for some TNA talent to show up at Slammiversary. For sure. Moving on. So Trick, he's backstage. He's having a FaceTime conversation with Ilya Dragunov. Trick's having a hard time recognizing himself about the NXT Championship. Ilya says that Trick is on the journey to redemption. Ilya got drafted to Raw after Trick took the title from him. So he had to change his approach in new surroundings. Trick wants his title back. Ilya wishes that he could help, but these are two completely different situations. Ilya tells Trick to take care. Trick asks Pete Dunne for his advice. Pete passive-aggressively tells Trick to figure it out by himself. Who gives a shit? I like what they're doing with Trick. Him having to chase is great. It makes perfect sense. I do think that Trick will get his title shot come the Great American Bash. I think that's what they're going to do. I don't know. Maybe they're saving it for No Mercy. I think that would be fine. But Trick does need to get back to being the top guy on NXT. That's what he was. And it seems right now that he's not that anymore. He's just there. He's just there in the background, and that's not good. And I'm a massive fan of Trick Williams. But the chase, to me, just seems good. It just seems pretty good. Moving right along. So Ethan Page, he retains the NXT Championship. He wins via the Egos. My bad. Yeah, the Egos Edge. My bad. Whatever it's called. He wins that way. And post-match, Oral Mensah attacks Ethan Page from behind. They have a little brawl. And that's how we end the segment. This is fine. Moving on, we get a cool little Duke Hudson vignette. That's fine as well. Continuing on, NXT No Mercy is going to take place on September 1st. And Halloween Havoc is going to take place on October 27th. That's fine. Moving on. So Gallus, they had a backstage confrontation with Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry understands Gallus' frustration. However, Joe Hendry is not planning on going anywhere anytime soon. Joe Coffey says nobody likes him in NXT. When people think of Scotland, they think of Gallus and Drew McIntyre, not some flash in the pan. Joe Hendry said that Gallus would feel better if they just believed in the answer to all life's problems, Joe Hendry. So this makes sense. Again, Joe Hendry feuding with Gallus is fine. So I guess it makes sense. We'll see where this shit goes. Moving on, Tatum Paxley defeats Izzy Dame in a bizarre finish. It's like a psycho trap, which is weird. It's like a side slam into a Russian leg sweep, which is kind of fucking weird, so I have no idea why. Moving on, Chase University and Ridge Holland, they give Duke Hudson a pep talk before his big title main event, which is fine. Continuing on, Cedric Alexander, he's back. So he wants to talk about attacking strategy. While Ashanti the Adonis is too busy trying to flirt with with Jakara Jackson, which is great. Oral Mensah tells Ashanti to moonwalk and keep it moving. Ashanti says that Jakara would definitely love to get to know the newest attraction in NXT. and Oral tells Shawnee to relax himself. I love this. This is great. I love how Shawnee D. Adonis is just all about collecting the chicks. This is great. I love this. Excellent stuff. I love this. It sucks that Oral Mensa's being, a cock blocker. That ain't good, bro. That ain't good. Same with Cedric. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all can do better than this shit. Moving on, Lola Vice defeats Stacey Jane in a very quick match. It only lasted 3 minutes. Stacey Jane, she's been in NXT for about 3 years, I want to say. Stacey Jane has been a good hand. I wish she would just get more respect and everything, and she's not getting it. This match should have at least went maybe about 10 minutes or close to 10 minutes. I don't get what they're doing, but post-match, Lola Vice is jumped by Fallon Henley and JC Jane. And then to make the save, Ruka and Karen Petrovich. So I guess they're setting up a 6-woman tag, which is fine, I guess. Moving on. So Tatum Paxley has her eyes set on the NXT Women's North American Championship after Kalani Jordan declined to play with her dolls. Interesting. Interesting stuff. We shall see how this all plays out. Continuing on, Ren Sinclair wants to join the Dakota Catch crew. I like that. Moving on, I wanted to burn my television to the ground. Why? Because the OC, they got to win. They defeated Out the Mud. Not good. I don't like this at all. I don't like it. I don't. What are they doing? What are they doing? Not good, Shawn Michaels. Not good. Not good. Not good at all. Main event of the evening. Obafemi retains his NXT North American Championship via the pop-up powerbomb in a solid television match. Duke Hudson pulled out all the stops. This was great. It was a lot of near falls in the match. One part where he hit the power bomb from the top rope. Not the power bomb, but a rolling sunset flip. So that was pretty cool. So this makes sense. Obafemi continues to dominate, which is great. I'm not complaining about it at all. And then before the show went out the air, Brooks Jensen proceeds to challenge Josh Briggs to a no DQ match next week. Okay, kind of weird. Again, you have more of an upside with Josh Briggs. Jensen, I think he would be fine in a TNA for a little while. I think he'll be fine in TNA. Maybe he can find himself that way. I don't know. And then I forgot to mention Lexis King and Eddie Thorpe. They got into a brawl in a little fake club. Who cares? Who gives a shit? So NXT continues to be cool. It's solid. I like what they're doing with Trick about how he's having to chase. That makes perfect sense. All ego, Ethan Page, he's fine. I don't think he's going to be champion long. I think he's going to be a transitional champion, which makes the most sense. The women's division continues to kick ass. Can't wait to see Julia and Stephanie Baker. I love what they're doing with Thea Hale and Roxanne Perez. That should be fun. I love what they're doing with Lola Vice and Karma Petrovich and Ruka. Taking on the Mean Girls, Jasmine Nix, Daisy Jane, and Fallon Henley. I do like that. Oral Mensa being involved in storylines is great too. I love what he's doing. The Rascals being back is great. That makes perfect sense. I guess this is the perfect direction to put Wesley in going forward. And then Joe Hendry showing up and everything else is great too. So excellent stuff. So NXT continues to be fun and exciting. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.